Hello, this is Jeff Martin from Blasted to Static.
This is Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers.
This is Ben from Goatwhore.
This is Amanda Kiernan from Into Eternity and the Order of Chaos.
This is Jason Kaiser, vocalist of Origin. You're listening to The Great Metal Debate. Not as much of a debate as it is metal.
All right, welcome back, metal fans. The Great Metal Debate podcast returns with another great metal artist interview. Today we're talking with Eric Wallace from Black Breath. Eric, thank you so much for joining us on the Great Metal Debate.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
We're talking to you from Nashville, Tennessee, where Black Breath is preparing to take the stage at the end as part of a North American tour in support of Goatwhore. Eric, how has the tour been so far?
It's been great. We've been out for a month or so, maybe close to 5 weeks. With about a week left, and a lot of the shows have been great. We never played with Goatwhore before, and they're all great guys. They put on a consistently rad show every night, so it's been cool watching them. And obviously, Ringworm and Theories on the tour as well has been quite a treat. So we're having a good time.
For folks who haven't heard of Black Breath, give us a flavor of your musical style and what people can expect when they come to see you perform live.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Headbanging, volume, a little fast, a little slow. Hopefully for fans of things in the realm of metal. I'm terrible at that shit.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So you'll have, I think, an EP and then 2 albums, your most recent being Sentenced to Life. That was put out back in 2012, correct?
That's correct. March 2012, I think that one came out at the end of March. So it's been a few years. We got another one coming out later this year on Southern Lord, so it'll be our 3rd LP for Southern Lord. But that'll be coming out in the fall.
And I understand maybe you guys are performing a few of those songs live?
We'll be doing 2 of them, yeah. Two from the upcoming record. So this is kind of a good chance this tour to, shake the dust off and debut a couple and see if we can get used to playing them live, because we hadn't played any of them live until after we recorded it. So it's all fresh to us.
And is that also a way of kind of judging the songs to see what the audience's response is?
Well, it's too late now. They're all on the record, so.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's more just to judge whether we can pull them off and feel comfortable playing them, I suppose. But it's a good excuse to play something different. We've been playing, last record came out 3 years ago. It was written, in the months and whatever else leading up to that. So to us, some of that stuff's close to 4 years old. So it's just nice to play something else,
And now you guys are from Seattle, Washington, an area that people associate with a lot of different styles. What's the metal scene like up there in the Pacific Northwest?
Well, there's a bunch of diverse bands. Honestly, there's anything from death metal bands to there's a bunch of punk and hardcore bands and stuff too. There's a lot of doom metal goes on up there. Maybe just because it's kind of dark, things move a little slower, so maybe that's why that seems to be popular. But to be fair, I mean, there's enough bands that you can get interesting shows pretty consistently, and it's not so one-dimensional that you really get burnt out on any one style. At least I don't. There's enough stuff coming through there, rock and roll and on. I mean, anything from 70s sound rock and roll onward, that it comes through there, and the bands in Seattle and the surrounding areas get to play. So there's plenty of stuff going on. It seems to nurture some sort of, community, I suppose, maybe just because it's not the biggest city on earth, but things are pretty decent, We've got a bunch of buddies that play in bands, and some of them are on this tour with us right now, Theories, so they're from Seattle as well. But they're a little different than us. They play much faster and many more notes. So
we're big fans of a lot of the Western Canadian metal bands, Into Eternity, Unleash the Archers. Do you all have a much of a following, or do you get up into Canada?
We got up there for the first time this year, actually. The first time we ever played was in January this year. We played in Vancouver, and it was a great show. And so we went back on this tour. We went back and toured pretty much all of Canada that we could in the 10 days we were scheduled to do it. And so we went back from Vancouver over to east to Winnipeg and down through the States, and then up Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal. And it was partially due to the fact we'd never been there, but also Ringworm hadn't been to a bunch of those cities. And I know Theories hadn't been to most or maybe all of them. So yeah, those are some of the best shows on the trip so far, just because the bands hadn't played in any of the cities. So looking forward to going back to Canada for sure. It was great.
Are there any other areas of North America or any other places that you guys kind of have your sights set on conquering next?
Yeah, the furthest east we went. Now my geography is going to be a little off here. I should know about this. I studied it at one point. What is Ottawa? Montreal. Was that the closest to the eastern side of Canada? Or would it be Ottawa? Yeah. I just sound like an idiot.
No,
but yeah, I mean, we didn't go to Nova Scotia. We didn't go to Newfoundland. So I mean, I suppose we could go there, get 4.5 hours away from the West Coast. But no, other than that, I mean, we toured Mexico. So if you throw that into the equation, I guess we've done it. I'd like to do it again. It was fun.
You've been everywhere, but maybe haven't completely conquered all that whole territory.
I don't know if that ever happens, or it takes a long ass time. But there's still cities we haven't, some bigger cities we haven't even played, I'm sure. So it'll probably take some years before we end up getting everywhere.
Well, speaking of that, once this North American tour is complete and you only have a few more dates on this tour, what's next for Black Breath?
We are pretty much waiting until right around the release of the record, and then we've got three or four ideas kicking around that we kind of need to solidify as far as touring options at the moment. And I probably shouldn't go into any of them just because they're not set. I hate to jinx it or whatever, but they're all pretty good as far as exciting to us, and seems like they'd be good shows in the States and in Europe. So we're kind of just trying to plan out the months around the release of the record, because that all just got turned in. All the artwork and all the masters and everything just got turned in kind of recently. So we're about to set a release date. And
so fans of Sentence to Life, will they find a lot familiar, or will they find some notable changes? Can you give us just a little peek into that artistic side of it?
Sure. I think if you like the last record, if you like Sentence to Life, your attention span will be challenged slightly. But hopefully there's enough familiar elements that it won't lose you entirely.
Well, it wasn't like you guys had 10-minute epics on that one.
No, on the last one, no. But on this one, I think one of them's 8.
Really?
So they're all about 5.5 and up on the next one.
That's a significant change.
It was an experiment, yeah. We just tried, we told ourselves, let's try something a little different, with how we know how to write riffs and songs. Let's see if we can expand upon it, and still make it sound like a song. So that was the approach.
But maybe sonically a similar sound.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same guitar amps we've been using on every record. Same drum setup for the most part. Maybe there's a couple more floor toms on this record, but Neil, our singer, did try a little bit different vocal approach, which I think fits the music. That it was interesting. Yeah, he kind of went in and tried something, and we liked it, so we just said roll with that. And I don't know. I'll let people be the judge. I was there for the whole process, so I know the thinking behind it. But I'm curious what people's reaction is once it comes out, not knowing what the talking was going into it. So we'll see. I'm excited for it to come out. We recorded it in December, so it'll be probably a good 10 months of sitting around before that gets released. And at that point, it's almost like we'll forget that it's a new record. But I'm sure people will let us know. So.
Well, you've intrigued me with that. It's interesting. Yeah.
I'll leave it at that then.
Well, starting to wrap up with you today, Eric, what are the best ways for fans to access music and merchandise from Black Breath?
Well, there's a couple places between our website, blackbreath.com, and the Southern Lord Records website. You should be able to come across quite a few things. We don't have a lot of merchandise all over the internet. It's really only in a couple spots at the moment. And over the summer, as the record gets near, as the new record release date comes near, we're going to kind of step up some of that stuff too, and it'll be a little more readily available, hopefully overseas as well, since the shipping and whatnot has kind of gone through the roof recently. But check out Southern Lord, their website, and then our website at blackbreath.com. Between the two, you should be able to find something.
And any live performances, I'm sure you've got the T-shirts, CDs.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're in Nashville right now. We got a table full of stuff. We've got a couple, LPs with us and whatnot. We always have all that stuff with us, as much as we can at our live shows. So that'd be a good place to check it out too.
Well, I want to encourage listeners to definitely check out Black Breath Live. Purchase the music, purchase the merchandise. Finally, Eric, Do you have any words to the fans of Black Breath who are out there going forward?
Keep kicking ass.
That's great, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you guys for the first time live tonight.
Great. Thank you very much.
The power in